the creativeness and the business side of things. Chapter 11. Well, that's bankruptcy.
No,
we don't do Chapter 11. What the hell is that? Chapter, okay. Chapter, yeah. Okay, so, inspiration, right? Creativity and business. So I'll start with this. My mom is just as crazy as I am. That's where I get it from. Mom's just, we look alike, except I don't have curly long hair and I'm not a woman. My mom's always just super creative, very good with art and painting and crafts and everything else, and just like a very kooky, outgoing, friendly person, It always took me to concerts as a kid, and she was like a total hippie and stuff like that. And she always, funny voices and everything else, and that's where I get that from. My creativity, a lot of it comes from my mom, and the inspiration and stuff like that, and all these characters and stuff like that. My mom's always been by my side. My mom raised me. I was a pain in the ass. All right. Thankfully, I'm grown up now, somewhat, and I'm an adult. Still act like a child in many ways, but I was a tough kid to deal with. So, my mom, thank you so much for putting up with me and raising me and giving me that creativity. And it's it's like recently. Where we are right now, it's October 12th, 2020. Like the biggest trend right now that just happened on social media, on like TikTok, is the video of Dogface drinking the cranberry juice on a skateboard, the ocean spray, to Dreams of Fleetwood Mac. And I'll tell you what, and I posted about this and I tagged my mom, but this is where it is. My mom just brought me up, listening to music like that. She took me to I believe one of my first concerts, if not my first concert, to see Fleetwood Mac at Madison Square Garden with her, and I believe my brother was there and her friend Jolie, and what a great mom, taking two kids out to see Fleetwood Mac. Although, she probably, again, would have no idea that this many years later, I'm 43 years old now, that experience would have stuck there in my head, and seen it happen all around full circle now recently with that video where he's drinking that cranberry juice on a skateboard, listening to Stevie Nicks sing in the Fleetwood Mac Dreams song, and it's just like now like the most highly downloaded song again and brought back, and it's just great, and that stuff that again I give props and thanks to my mom for it, so thank you. On the business side of it, I've got my dad, Ed Rosen, Mr. Ed. My dad's also always been there for me my entire life, put up with me since I was out of control. I was just a bad kid in school, in life in general, just causing trouble all the time. I hated authority, all that stuff. Just never did good in school. I struggled in school. I struggled with circles and cliques and stuff like that, and I was not a popular kid at all. And I was like the outside group of people who were the trouble causers, and my dad stuck with me through it, and I don't know, maybe just he saw something, or maybe he just had to deal with me because I'm his kid, but man, thanks, Dad. I love you. So the business side of it, though, is that my dad is a very hard worker. My dad's an attorney. He's retired now. He worked in practicing law for 30 to 40 years before retiring. Grinding it out, man. Lots of hours, nonstop. Staying focused. And my father always raised me, and it's because his father, my grandpa Ben, he's up there. Love you, Grandpa Ben. He raised my dad this way. When he had his business to say, you know, you got to work for things. You got to earn things. Nothing is handed to you. You don't get handouts. You work for what you get. You feel accomplishment when you work towards things and you achieve them and stuff like that. You build character and confidence that way. And my dad, you know, just you know, was whatever I did in work, he would stand behind me. And so I was doing real estate back in the early 2000s, and I decided to open my own real estate brokerage. And you know, I had his you know, behind me. Go ahead, you got it. I'm there for you. You're gonna do great. And of course, in what 2000 and what was it, the 2008 or so, something, we had the crash, the real estate crash, and the economy crash basically down in Florida, and my real estate office, my brokerage, was going down the tubes. And thankfully I had started Lethal Performance a few years previously, where it started building some momentum. So as my real estate business started tanking, it just so happens that Lethal Performance was the upside of it, the upswing of it. And you know, it's like my dad has always, again, been there. In this case, not so much, because, you know, he just, I guess, old school. You know, always felt that, you know, you stick with something traditional, like a profession like real estate, or becoming a doctor or a lawyer was the way to be successful, which was for him. And he did great. And it's funny because when I did start Lethal Performance, and although he was supportive of what I was doing, he always said, focus on the real estate. It's what's going to make you money. It's what's going to make you, you know, earn a living down the line. And I tell you what, it took many years for me to get my dad's full nod on Lethal Performance. I remember, you know, when we're in that small 500 square foot office, you know, doing very minimal amount of business, definitely not enough to, you know, have employees, pay employees with, to grow, you know, and reinvest, to pay ourselves as officers of a company. I wasn't getting a paycheck for a very long time. So it was early on, my dad kept saying, you know, maybe we should have stuck with that real estate thing. And I remember as time went on and we kept on pushing through, like the late, like, you know, 2009, 2010, things really started happening. 2007 to 2010, things really started happening for Lethal Performance. We're on the upswing. And it was at that point I remember being out to dinner with my dad and my family and stuff. And it was something that my dad said to me at that dinner. And it just, I like that relief, man, and that weight on my shoulder about having my dad's, like, acceptance and approval about what I was doing and stuff. He said something like, you know, you finally got it, or like, you know, you found it, you know, like, and I believe now in what you're doing, you know, like I didn't get it before, I didn't see it, and now you have it, you know. And like, to me, that like, I feel it in my heart. Like, definitely, I'm grateful that my dad instilled that work ethic to me, and my brother as well, and that he's been behind us in what we've been doing. And I'm also grateful that what I'm doing now finally actually took off, and, you know, years ago, and I got my dad's acceptance. I love you, Dad. I love you, Dad. You got a tissue? It's awesome. It's a great feeling. Now, you know, that was early on. That was like, you know, 2010 or so. Now we're like 10 years later, right? And, you know, my dad sees all these videos of me doing my characters and stuff and my bloopers, and he's, Chad, you're fucking nuts. Who watches this stuff? And then he realized the same thing that he did back then, like, you know, like, because he was always like, you know, you gotta watch how you act with, you know, in sales, and, you know, be careful not to, you know, do anything stupid and make people feel, and, like, you know, make yourself look like an idiot. And it turns out that making myself look like an idiot, or just being an idiot, has done so well for me and us. And it's great, because I love, my dad will pop into like one of my Facebook Live videos and stuff, and I'll totally try and embarrass him, and I'll point him out in there, oh, what's up, Ed? and I've obviously mentioned him in other videos and stuff like that before, but you know, it's great, man. It's awesome to now. That's where we are now. Is that stuff is, you know, not only do I have my dad's acceptance about the business actually working, but the fact that he enjoys and loves the stupid content that I do, and he sees that I'm enjoying myself, and it's my niche and my personality that's come out, and it's awesome. So yeah, it's a great feeling to have.